Hi everybody, it's me again, Charles Norman from Sports Solutions LLC. We are the creators of AthleticSOS. It is a software technology that allows high school athletes that want to play at the collegiate level to find the school that they qualify to attend based on their academics, the sport they play, the level they can participate on the collegiate level, and the area of the country they're interested in. And we'll give you a list of schools that you academically qualify to attend. And then you go from there. And so as always, down below, I give you a code and I give you instructions for how to use the code so you can use the software at absolutely no cost. And so in this one, one of the big questions I get all the time is, how do I pick the right school, right? So we've got a bunch of kids that are getting some offers and they're trying to figure out how do I choose between these? Maybe there's a handful of schools, maybe there's 3, 4, 5 schools they're interested in. How do I make sure I pick the one that's the best one for me? And so what I realized, though, is that that's not the question they're asking. What they're asking is, how do I not make a mistake? How do I not have regret because I picked one school over the other? And so the answer I try to give everybody, you really can't make a wrong choice or a right choice, because whatever choice you make, it may turn out successful and it may not. So I know everyone doesn't want to hear that as an answer, but what they're really trying to do is get someone else to say, oh, I think you should do this because of A, B, C, and D. I go, you put your criteria together, you do your research. So some of the things you want to look at, do they have your major, right? So that's a big deal. Do they have the major? What does it cost to go there? Especially if you're not in a head count sport, right? A head count sport means you're going to get a full ride. But an equivalency sport means you're going to have to pay part of that to get in there. So in order to participate, they'll give you some money for athletics, but can you get any academic money from there? Or your grades at that level where you can get academic money on top of the athletic money to kind of cut down that price. So if the school costs $60,000 a year and you can get 12, that's a big gap for you to fill versus another school where you can get 20,000 and the school costs 30, right? So those are the kind of things you want to look at. So you want to look at that. What kind of atmosphere is it in? Is it a large campus? Is it a smaller campus? Is that the kind of feel you want to be in? Where is it? Is it a few states over? Is it easy for your parents to fly in and out if you're away from your home state, that you can go there? Do you have family somewhere else in the country that could be close by so that when there's holidays and stuff like that, you kind of have somebody there, or maybe somebody to come in and sit and root with you? Do you want to stay local where your parents can come and see you perform all the time and be close to you? And then do you want it really close to you where they can get there easily, or do you want it so they do have to take a couple of hours drive to come get to you? These are all the things that you're thinking about as you decide. And so you decide what is it that you're looking to do. And then the final one I always tell everybody, and I'm gonna do a separate video on this, is I always look at things out 10 years, right? So you're a high school freshman. Where are you going to be in 10 years? What are you trying to get to? What's your goal? And I get it, you're a high school student. What do you know about what's going to be happening 10 years from now? And I'm going to have a whole separate video on what I think about that whole thing. But these are some of the things that I want you to put in your list of, how am I going to make this decision? And then the final thing I always tell everybody, and I'll tell people this till the cows come home. It does not matter what choice you make and if things go wrong or they go right. What you have to realize is you're not stuck. Very, very seldom in life have I seen somebody that's stuck. You can always pivot. And whatever choice you make, it's not going to go in a straight line. There's going to be some zigzags no matter what you do. And so go ahead, do the best of your ability, that you did some research, that you looked into things. You didn't just take something because someone offered it to you, that it fits what you want at this moment. It makes the most sense, and then pull the trigger and go that direction. That's it. That's where you go. And that's what you do. And so there is no best choice. There is no way to make the right exact choice. Some of the other things the kids want to do does the school allow freshmen to play early? Do kids have to wait until their sophomore, junior years before they even get any playing time? And you can look and see. And then the final thing I will say on this is, if everything else being equal, if there's a couple of schools you're looking at, which school prizes you, that really, really wants you, that if you went there, they would be, oh, wow, we got a great catch here. We didn't even think we were going to be able to entice you to do this. That might be the school to go to. You always want to go where you are treasured, not where you're tolerated. And so those are the last pieces of that. So anyway, so that I kind of wanted to answer that question. I cannot tell you. I cannot sit in the room with you and evaluate for you and tell you. And by the way, no one else can either. They can tell you what the school's reputation is and what happens to the people that leave there as far as they go get jobs. You can find all of that out. That's not going to make a big difference in this world, in my opinion. In the world we're going to live in the future, that school's academic accreditations and all that kind of stuff are going to be very, very limited on what you can accomplish once you leave that school. So I wouldn't be overly concerned with that. Yeah, if you can get to an Ivy League or, you know, one of these big name schools and they want you there, that can make a big difference because of the alumni more than anything, because they can open doors for you. But every college has alumni that can probably open some doors for you at some point. What you do with that as you move forward, and for the kids that are now, when they move forward in their life, it's going to be, they're going to move around and do some different things in a way to move themselves up versus coming in, getting with a company and walking up the corporate ladder. That's not the way to go anymore. They're going to bounce around a little bit more. So it's going to be about what you produce once you come out of there, not what somebody behind the scenes can do for you, because they're going to be moving around too. They may not have that longevity in the company to kind of slide you up because you guys are college buddies or friends, or you went to the same college, you're both alumni, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that'll happen a little bit, but not to the extent that it was in the past. So I wouldn't count on that. Go to the school that fits you, what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish, and then think out another 10 years. Where do you want to be? And then as you move up, keep adjusting that. All right? Okay, so that's my opinion. That's what I tell people when they ask me that. You're not going to make a mistake if you've done a little bit of homework and you had a couple of options and you picked one or the other. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Maybe you go to school and you never get a chance to play. The coach leaves the next year. These are things you can't account for. So don't worry about that. And then you can pivot from there if you need to, or it might turn out to be a great thing for you. You don't know until you get there. It's your attitude. It's the way you look at things, no matter what happens. Okay, how can I make this a good thing? How can I make this beneficial for me? Not, oh, woe is me. If you do the woe is me, it doesn't matter what you do. It's always going to turn out negative for you, because woe is me is a mindset and it trickles down into everything else you're doing. But if every change, especially major changes, is an opportunity, that's a different mindset, and that's the one you want to have. All right, guys, as always, best of luck to you in all your endeavors. Look down below. I give you the code. I give you the instructions for the code. I even have a little video down there explaining what AthleticSOS is for those of you who have never seen it. And, you know, we just want to help you move forward and be a small piece of that. You're going to have to do the rest of the work yourself. But once you make that decision, feel fine about it, feel relaxed, get everything signed up, get ready to go, and just start moving forward. All right, talk to you later. Bye.